Hey, what's up? How we doing? I'm Italian. Thanks for checking the podcast out. Our guests this week are Pulses and With Sales Ahead. I got to talk to them right before they went on a fucking weekender, and everyone was so stoked and having so much fun. It was a really good hang. They're both progressive post-hardcore bands, and we talk about that word a lot. We talk about the cursed swancore word that a lot of people online like to use, and whether it's good, whether it's bad, and what it means to Reddit, right? Because people love talking on Reddit. Besides that, networking talks. It was just really good time talking to people who seem genuinely into making fucking music for no reasons besides just making music and having friends and having fun and everyone getting along. Like that's when this shit is the best, So that gets clouded up sometimes. And, that comes up a little bit as well in this podcast when people start using you for contacts, or you feel like you owe people favors, or, I've definitely had this feeling where I felt obligated to run shows before, and I have. And then, I knew they were going to stink, and they did, and I just took it on the chin, things like that. And, you want to help people who have helped you. But, you also don't want to spread yourself too thin, and because if you're helping the band and they come through and play to no one, what's it even worth, So this is fucking DIY, baby. This is what it's all about. You eat shit forever, then you die. That's it. I hope you enjoy this podcast. These are both bands that I'm really excited about for post-hardcore music in general, and they're both trying to push the genre somewhere different, right? And that genre is oftentimes kind of homogenous, where people have found a formula that works, or a band in that scene that works, and people try to follow that one formula. Then you get the rundown and people watering down this one sound. But these are both bands that don't do that, and I really appreciate that. So I hope you enjoy this podcast with Pulses and With Sales Ahead. Thanks if you bought a beanie. If you ever bought one, a Choke Artist beanie, you can buy one. I love money a lot, but we donate $3 from each sale to a food bank in New Brunswick. You could do that, or you can just listen to the podcast and enjoy it. All right? Later. All right. We fucking made it. Sorry about all that.
No
Dude, and you guys got here an hour in advance. I'm like, I'm so prepared. And then GoPro didn't turn on or whatever. But Pulses and With Sales Ahead.
Yes.
I can feel the energy in the room, let me say. Little weekender.
Yeah,
we out here. We outside.
We left the house.
And it's this is our first meeting up since, our last tour.
Yeah.
Person, so
2019.
Really
Pre-COVID.
that long.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's just going to be interesting because we'll have, on this podcast, our first conversations.
Basically.
In
Yeah.
person, yeah.
Yeah. Documented forever, too. This little time capsule you can listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's everyone been?
A mixed bag. Mixed bag for sure. But
Yes and no.
Very good.
Ups and downs.
Yeah.
Just hanging in whatever way we can.
Yeah.
Ups now, though.
Yeah,
all
it's
together,
good
Yeah,
now.
right
Yeah.
now isn't up.
Good,
Right now
good.
isn't up.
We get to do things again. That's cool.
Yeah. I was saying before, I wish that I was playing with y'all tonight at Chamber 43 with an
Same.
Angles.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
I wish too.
Our guitarist's having a kid, so it's congrats to
Oh,
him.
amazing. Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Yeah, Normie. But I feel like this is me getting old now, where it's I can't go to your show, but do you want to come do a podcast? Fucking
That's the next level.
weirdo documenting everything. No, but I'm glad because it's cool to all talk to you in the same room and meet all of you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen you guys.
Yeah,
a couple times.
oh
Yeah.
god, the last time we saw you, we were trudging in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
helping us out with our music.
Yeah,
video.
you
hell
did us
yeah.
a huge solid, dude.
Yeah, for anyone listening, I'm a cloaked man number 3 in the With
Nice.
Sales Ahead. In the first With Sales Ahead, well, the first recent one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the second one I don't think I could make, but no, that one
Oh,
was.
you were in there in the second
You were in there,
one,
but
too.
the first one that we filmed is the part 1.
Yes.
It was just you guys just stood, we couldn't film anything else. We just did the stuff in the field where you're standing, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And then we were gonna try to do more, but it started raining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got rained out twice. I feel like I came down twice and it was shot twice.
We ran into the worst luck, but it got
They
done.
came out sick though.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Chris did those, right?
Chris Kunachuk, yeah,
Yeah.
he's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So good.
I watched the old video for Pixelated, and I thought this would be fun to talk about because it was like tropes of like how your friends or people have let you down, like playing in a band.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we all have countless ways.
yeah.
I was out last week. I'm playing at Chamber in a few weeks with a different band. I'm in a ska band. I'm sorry, but
Hey,
Ska.
no,
We fuck with Ska over here.
thank you. But this guy from like Jersey City, like an hour away, was like, "Oh, you're playing on a Thursday? Cool, man. What time?" And I was like, "Dude, don't like tell me you're coming. Like, don't try to sell me on it. We're all 32 now. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, man. No, like really excited." And I just wanted to say, like, don't pretend that you're doing it. But everyone's heard that one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know,
Yeah,
right? Like,
100%.
yeah, I'm so pumped, can't wait. And then, like, crickets, stay up, which is fine, but it's just, like, it's funny. It's like you see it happen, like, over and over, and, like, over a while, you're like, yeah, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next day you just get, oh, hey, man, sorry. I was about to get there, but, I ended up on my mattress and I just passed out. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
It's funny because what do people have to do anyway?
I don't know.
You know.
I mean, I get it. I mean, like we're all getting older. Like it's like stand in a room with other people for 4 hours.
Exactly.
But it's nice to see folks when they do come out. I mean, that's what makes it like really cool when like we're at this age and like still doing shows. Like people still come through and support. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you have a show where it's like feels like a hometown show and everyone's there and it's like it's popping off, it's
Yeah.
definitely a good feeling.
Yeah.
Good feel.
We've been having pretty good turnouts at our shows back so far, which has been really like surprising, but also really cool.
Yeah.
Like we've played Maryland a lot too, which we haven't done much of at all. But like we've played like 3 Maryland shows in the past few weeks or past few months, and it's been like sick.
Yeah.
Which we did not expect at all.
Awesome. Yeah. Where in Virginia are you guys from?
Yeah, we're from Dumfries.
Okay.
Virginia.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just watching again because I'm gonna reference this because we were just watching The Wire last night,
Yeah.
and they shout us out. They're just like, "Yeah, man, they're dealing burner phones, or someone's buying burner phones at a gas station in Dumfries, Virginia." I'm like, "Yeah, damn right they are." But yeah, so we're Dumfries, Virginia. It's well, at least where Kevin and I are living, and then everyone's kind of around there.
Yeah.
And that's Northern Virginia, so we're like 30 minutes out from DC.
Yeah. Is that like the DMV area?
Mhm.
What does
Yeah.
that stand for?
DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people, some people think it's Delaware. It's not. No,
I'm
like
gonna
no
go with
disrespect.
I thought it was Delaware. I live
It's
there.
okay.
I thought it was
Like no
Delaware.
disrespect. It's not Delaware. I mean,
Yeah.
Delaware's close.
Well,
It's- but like,
that's-
I get it.
It's
I got
DC.
it mixed
I
up
get it.
because Delaware has Delmarva. It's
Yeah.
like the Delaware and then the part of Maryland and then the part of Virginia that's
Yeah.
like all in that peninsula.
right.
And that's what I
Exactly.
What
That's
do they
what a
call
lot of
that?
people. That's
Yeah.
Delmarva.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
so
that
they
section.
don't abbreviate it.
No,
No.
but DMV is
For
definitely
fear.
like DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Yeah.
It's like around the Beltway, like the circle of like 495, like anything within that area, and then like the like 30 minutes kind of around that.
Yeah,
is
it's like
Gotcha.
we'll try and claim it because even people within it kind of like debate on how far the DMV like south goes down.
Yeah.
We'll like to say like the next town south from us is Stafford, and that's like
That's the line.
that's the line
I've seen
because
people say
anything
Richmond,
past there.
And I'm like,
No,
Richmond's
is-
definitely not.
No,
Richmond is
that's its
Central
own
Virginia,
thing.
like
that
for
is
sure.
RVA. That is
Yeah.
All I know for me is, well, gladly they took it down, but once you pass Stafford, there was a big ass Confederate flag on the side of 95.
Yeah.
So
like
once you hit
huge.
that, you're in the South, and you're not DMV no more
Yeah.
for sure.
So
Yeah.
it's like we're pretty much like the last section of like the DMV area.
Yeah.
So
before
we can
hitting
still
the south.
claim it. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. It's cool that shows have been going well, like for you guys
Yeah.
over there. Yeah.
Surprising, honestly, because
Yeah.
like there's like a scene, but there's not at the same time. It's really clicky and stuff. So
Yeah.
if you can like break into any like sort of click down there, it's good. So I think we kind of like have hit. I don't know, like Granite State. Shout out to them from Maryland. They've like fucked with us, and just like some of the smaller bands out there that
Of course,
Dig
like
us.
Calling Down Fire.
Calling Down Fire.
Meekow.
Yeah, Meekow is definitely like on the rise now too, and
I'm playing with
you
them a
know,
lot.
so there's like a few that are just like once you play with them enough, you just become friends, and
Yeah.
then you like start branching out from their friends, and then it grows a little bit from there. But like, I guess like there's not a lot of venues in Northern Virginia now, so
and a
it's
lot
like
of the
we
bands
have
didn't make it through
Yeah.
the pandemic either.
A
So
lot of
it's
them
like, I don't
didn't
even
make
know
it.
who's like around now, well, other than the ones we played with and like seeing shows. But
right.
some of them were just like, fuck it, we're done.
Yeah, I mean, they just kind of stopped. I mean, like, they just, social media, they just stopped posting, never really heard from them anymore. They kind of started posting about their jobs and stuff a little bit more than, than we thought.
I feel like it was a lot of the ones that don't like have the capability to record themselves.
Yeah.
Because then they're just like, well, what are we gonna do? Like, we can't play shows and we don't record ourselves, so it's just
It's kind of done.
Yeah.
Do you guys record yourself?
Yeah.
Or Pulse's stuff?
Yeah, the last two are like Speaking Into Existence and Speak Less. Yeah.
Yeah.
We tracked it all ourselves, and then Josh Unit, previously of Wolf and Bear, but he's doing his own thing, so he mixed it, and then Drew Owens mastered it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was listening to Speak Less last night, and I got like a mixtape vibe from the whole thing. Like, I guess like the sequencing and like the idea of it, I guess, but I dug it. It was cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Did that feel like everyone, and this applies to what sales ahead too, but how much is like swancore a bad word, and how far do you try to stay away from it?
There you go.
I mean, we're kind of just like, we don't care. Like, you can call us that, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like, don't be a dick about it. Like,
In a way, even Speak Less was a somewhat of a retaliation of that. Because, we started writing it while we were doing Speaking Into Existence, but trying to be the heavier side of things, but we tried to do it in a way of just like, okay, don't stick us in this box forever. It's just like we want to try and do other things too, or are capable of doing other things too.
and then they did it anyway, so now we're just like, all right,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
We're just gonna make.
So it's
whatever
like
we
you
want.
can't win, so it doesn't matter.
So whatever.
It's just
At this point, fine.
It's really a good classification. I know we just saw this tweet from Alex Toomey, and I hate that we're having to do it. Not like hate you, but like it's just like people talk about music in the business sense these days more than they talk about just music and the enjoyment sense. So it's like we like swancore in that, yeah, it helps us connect with artists like us. Like we're in this group together, us Pulses and Whistles Ahead and like Coletta and Adventure and all that. So it's easy to find other stuff that sounds like us. But then it's just like on the music enjoyment side of it, where we're just talking about music as it is, I don't want to be connected to Will Swan for the rest of my life. Like, it's,
Yeah.
so it's like, it's helpful when people recognize that that term is good for like classification, and that's it. Like, like finding things and like finding related things, but
Sure. It's
not
like an umbrella.
Yeah,
But
it's like a good umbrella, but not an existence. Like,
Yeah, well, because you're always gonna have your influences, right? But like,
Yeah.
if that's the one band that everyone is like being compared to, then none of those bands will ever be like bigger than that band. You know, what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
It's like runoff. But with Sales Ahead people, how do you feel about it?
It wasn't until like this past release, Murder Mountain, that someone finally like said it in like a derogatory term. They're like, "Oh, just another swancore song," and it's like, okay, yeah, we made it. Because previously we were happy to just be pulled out of the Comparamore thing.
oh my
Yeah.
god! Why is that the first time
We
I've
had to deal
heard
with a lot
like
of
someone
that.
say
The
compare
compare more.
I love
Oh my
that.
god!
Yeah.
Great term.
Yep.
It sounds like anime Paramore.
Out now on Crunchyroll. But yeah, but we realized like we don't want to live here forever too. We're just like we just want to be like acknowledged as like not like female fronted. I realized that like the term is important in the context of bringing up other like bands like us who have like women or femmes in them, but like it's nice to be lumped in with swancore in the context of like, oh cool, like they're doing interesting things with their songwriting that are akin to like these progressive post-hardcore bands, and like if that's what gets folks into us, then cool. But
Sure.
It's all, like I said, it's all about context really, so we're cool with it, like mostly cool with it. I mean, how about y'all?
Yeah, I mean, similarly to Pulses with like Speak Less, like I'm trying to pull like a like anti-swancore type thing by just like trying to do more time signature changes and more mathy stuff, because DGD is all in 4/4 or 3/4, so
Yeah.
trying to pull away from that swancore umbrella a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got to make that anti-swancore club shirt at some point.
Yeah.
Do you think we would get a cease and desist from that?
I don't know. Probably.
Probably.
Rise Records would be like, yo.
Rise would be
Oh,
like,
They got a
no.
legal
And then they
team
would
for
delete
sure.
the tweets.
Yeah, Rise Records will hop in our DMs. and be
Yeah.
like, so you do this? Nah, you can't do that.
Please just delete the tweets, please. Please. Can you take it down?
Oh my god.
But I want to mention, because you said progressive post-hardcore, and I saw other people talking about it like recently. I don't know why we stopped calling it that.
Yeah, for real.
Yes, like why?
it just swancore became a term, and then just progressive post-hardcore went out the window. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, a lot of us are that. Like,
Yeah.
post-hardcore with progression, so extra shit involved in it, and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
but for some reason now it's just like noodly guitar, swancore. Like,
And
no, that was like an indie math rock thing,
Yeah.
like forever.
For sure.
But like stuff like, I mean, I've even seen like Tricot or Trico get called swancore in some sort of.
stupid.
It's like,
oh my
that's
god.
so
I
fucking
know.
stupid.
Yesterday.
Makes
Well,
no
that
sense
post
at all.
yesterday.
Were you gonna
Someone
talk about the
there's the
Someone
retroactive
in the
ones that you get-
subreddit was like, "Dog, this alien ant farm sounds like early pseudo swancore."
I'm just like, bro, we can't do this.
It's going too far.
I've seen
It
people,
was attitude. I'm just like, dog. Just because it's a tapping riff doesn't mean it's.
and I've seen people do
Fucking
like
stupid.
the retroactive thing where they're like, oh yeah, like at the drive-ins swancore. I'm like, no, they're
No.
fucking not.
Yeah.
It's like they
We can't do that.
made Will Swan. Like
Yeah,
you
they
can't-
inspired those bands.
Yeah.
Like Last Straw
Yes.
at the Drive and like a lot of
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
So it's just funny because it's like sometimes in circles, and again, that goes back to like marketing versus like actualization. They want to like compare the sound, and that's swancore. But then they also want to compare like anything that does like similar functions, I guess. Like Veil of Maya is being called swancore in some
I've seen
circles
Movements.
just because they've toured with them twice. And it's
I've
like
seen Knocked Loose
movements
Knocked
knocked loose because they
Loose?
were playing
because they were playing
Swan
Swan Fest. I've seen
So it's just
Periphery.
like, where
like-
does the line like where are we at here?
It's not a genre; it's a friend group.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what, and
What it
it's
is.
like if it is that, treat it like that.
Yeah.
You know, like don't just label. I, don't know them personally.
Just look at it this way: it's like you have like DGD, Hail the Sun, Andreas, and Bill Murray are all considered the same genre, and they don't sound anything alike.
Yeah.
It's like that's weird to me, but
Yeah.
I don't care. That's whatever.
I think, I don't know how it happened. I think that DGD got so big that it
Yeah.
just brought in outside people who are
Exactly.
like now hearing all this shit and just like consuming all of it. And then it's all like, oh, it's this. It's like all this. This is a genre now, swancore, where it's like, I like progressive post-hardcore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It means a lot more to me, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think both your bands push boundaries in like different ways.
Right.
And like to sum that up as one thing, it's like, not every
I know.
band is like, oh, if you like Dance Gavin Dance, you're gonna like it shouldn't automatically be like,
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's tricky, but a lot of it does go away if you log off, close your eyes.
Exactly.
It really
You
is.
touch
Yeah.
some grass,
Touch some
touch
grass.
some grass, and just get out, be
Once
outside.
once this panini's really over, I'm just gonna like take like 3 weeks and just be like, I'm not touching this shit. I'm like-
They need that Tyler the Creator tweet.
What was that one?
The Tyler the Creator
close
tweet.
your
like
eyes.
the close
Oh
your
yeah.
eyes.
Ha, 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 how was
They
how
like
was
cyberbullying.
cyberbullying.
how was
the thing.
swancore real? Just close
Close
your
your
eyes.
eyes,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Well, 'cause it's probably like some of it's like kids that don't,
Yeah,
No,
it's
it
probably like a
absolutely is.
16-year-old, like
Yeah.
like
Because
Which
in
is
a
like
sense,
fine.
I always think about, of course, is like what I remember as it when the term was first coming up was just like it was DGD, Hail the Sun, a lot like Birds, and then Adventurer were like the newest kid on the block, like kind of considered it, and it was like it lasted for like 5 bands,
Yeah.
and then now like people are in the scene now that weren't around in like 2013, 2014 when
Yeah.
that term was first being coined. So now they just kind of don't know the context of it all.
Yeah, I
Right.
think so.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
a dirty word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, it's whatever.
Think
live
dirty
with it.
words out loud. Swancore song.
Aha, good one.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Think dirty out loud. Yeah,
I like that.
that's a good song.
Yeah, if it helps, it helps, it helps. With Pulse's stuff, like I like the I don't know, there's like a different vibe to it where there's like more like I don't know if there's like electronic beats at times, but like I listen to I guess there's like Louisiana Purchase on Spotify, which is like the album before, right?
Yeah.
But like there's like it's almost like new metal verse almost. Like I'm listening to him like this kid passes Limp Bizkit if you got Fred Durst on it. But yeah. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
There's a lot going on, I think, because it's just like we listen to a lot of stuff, and it's funny you say Limp Bizkit because we spent probably like 2 hours listening to Limp Bizkit, David. I don't know
It
where he
always
went.
delivers. It's always
Yeah.
good.
So it's just like there's a lot going on in the influence side of things that comes across differently for people. I think, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So it's just I don't know. We try to not be in a box overall. It's like we have like the post-hardcore base, and then throw toppings on the pizza.
Trap
you
beats
know?
on it.
Yeah, trap beats on.
Who
the
does
pizza.
vocals? Who's the singer?
So for that record, it's like Caleb does like clean stuff, and our old vocalist Danny He did a lot of the screams on that record.
Okay.
Matt does some
I
vocals
did some
here
on
and there.
Louisiana Purchase
Yeah.
and some on Plastic Glomerate, but then and then Speak Less is both Caleb and I doing both things. He does most of the cleans on there, but we're both screaming, and then that's how we're kind of do it in the future. Is like we'll both sing, we'll both scream, whatever. Whoever's playing the easier part at whatever part needs whatever vocal, we'll do it basically, or whoever's voice fits that more or whatever.
I was listening last night. I was like, these are some fucking wacky lyrics.
Yeah. So that's all me mostly, or like outside of like some of the stuff. I mean, like Matt usually writes like your own.
I wrote a few on Speak Less, and I wrote one on Speaking Into Existence, but
it's like got a party vibe though. Like
totally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I want. Is like a lot of my lyrics come from like hip hop stuff. So just like liking punchlines and references, like to just pop culture or whatever, like stuff that I like, memes that I like, jokes that are funny. Just anything that. Because like I mean, I like being introspective and shit too, which is like what the genre is for, and like I'd say like Big Mood and like. On Speak Less, like Evidence of Absence and stuff is like thought provoking or whatever, but it's like I'm not like that all the time, so it's like I need jokes to like get through. Yeah, exactly.
I know you've said before, you're like even on the serious songs, you're like I gotta throw one. Like,
I will always throw in one joke. Yeah. Like at least. So I mean that whole title is a Boondocks reference, so it's just even on the serious songs you still have time for fun.
For sales with like the last two videos, was there a concept with like the music? I know with the music videos there was, but like lyrically was there?
The two don't tie in together per se, but I guess a lot of the overarching thing was like dealing with anxiety. So like in Fear and Loathing is like your like introspective, like dealing with like the fears you impose on yourself, and then like Murder Mountain's about like the fears that other people like the anxieties that other people make you feel. I will say Murder Mountain's more about music scene stuff.
Yes,
and like
go
how
off.
much that
No, this is the place to do it.
Yeah, how much like stuff like before the pandemic, like how much shit would piss me off. Like I found myself at a point where I was like, like I kept dealing with people that wanted to use me and use us as like a networking connection. Like not even explicitly saying it, but it's just like there. They're like, yeah, like, we come to your town, play to your draw. I'm like, bro, this is the second time I've ever talked to you. Like, can we be friends first? Like, it's just like a lot of weirdness that we dealt with previously. And, and it's, when I wrote that lyrics to that song, like I was just done. I was and like that's why like when the pandemic came and like we all had to lock up, I'm like or hunker down, like I was like
hunker down.
I was like, all right. And then I didn't have to deal with any dumb scene politics for like a year and a half. It was amazing.
I didn't miss a lot of it, like in that aspect of it. Like I did not miss. Yeah,
because I know you probably had to deal with a lot of bullshit too yourself.
Yeah. I haven't booked as many shows recently, and it's like been a nice thing.
Right? It's like
awesome.
I learned how to say no. I learned how to tell people I can't do it.
Yeah.
And like someone actually got mad at me because they're like, oh well, like I know this person. They said they were like friends of yours. I was like, yeah, I can't help you. I'm sorry. Like I'll give you this and this, but I cannot go out on a limb for you. Like
Stressful.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like what if you say no and that person's like, I'm gonna go and tell everyone Sierra from Sales Ahead is a bitch.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, I couldn't help you. Like,
but it's more stressful. Like if in your day, like in your week, if you had to run a show that like did like not great and like you had to stay up late and like it's like takes a toll on your life at some point too.
Exactly.
So. Yeah, it's hard. It never would end. Like there's always going to be someone that wants something.
Yes, yeah, and it's like where do you reconcile? Like, yes, I'd like to participate in this community, and because I care about it, and like I love helping people, but also like I have like a set amount of spoons and energy I get per day, and like I have to be careful how I expend it. Like I got my own shit. Like, like like when you try to be that for people, like. I feel like sometimes like
it takes a toll on you.
Yes, exactly. Like and then you feel like you're not doing things for yourself anymore, so you kind of have to like draw a line, and that was very hard for me to do in the before times. Because I was like, well, like like I like playing music, I like meeting people, like sometimes I just want to turn the switch off, but I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And then the world did it for you.
Yes, they're like, you're gonna sit. You're gonna
sit and
now.
stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. It kind of was cool at first. I was like, all right. Like,
When we all thought it was gonna be like a month or two, it was like
Yeah,
sick. Fuck yeah, 2
Yeah.
weeks or 2 months off, and then we were like, oh, this is forever.
Yeah.
This doesn't
now
go
it's
away.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the way you got, I mean, like, 'cause your bands are like obviously friends, and like it's nice. Like you get to hang out and have fun and like play a weekend of shows, and like that's what it should be about. You know?
Absolutely.
I know.
We literally like we were supposed to have another tour that we didn't end up doing after this, and we were like, we have to do a weekender with Sales Ahead first because like we need that to be the first tour we do. Like
We felt the same way.
You want a good vibe coming
best
back to all this. So
Yes.
so it's like
something that you know is going to work out because, like, I'm not going to name drop or anything, but it's like we were planning a tour and we were like, we don't know these guys. They've never listened to, or I mean, like, they've never like reached out to us online. We've never really reached out to them. Not that we like have any just like anything against them,
Sure.
but we were
Never
just like
crossed paths,
never crossed
really.
paths like at all. So we were like, okay, we're going to do a week-long thing with them and we don't know them.
And it was
That could-
also in hotspot states.
Yeah, in hotspot
that was
states.
that was the reason,
Yeah.
that was the reason we dropped it.
Yeah,
is
it wasn't
'cause
for
of-
them, but it was
Yeah.
just like, you know, it just seemed like, okay, well, we don't need to force anything just to come back like
Right.
out the gate, like going that hard. So okay, let's scale it back 3 days. Let's scale it back. People we know, you know, like keep it easy, you know, as far as coming back. And
Yeah,
I think it worked out for us
Absolutely.
at least.
definitely.
But we
Yeah.
would like to tour with them someday. If you're listening to this, I don't know if you're going to
Yeah,
listen
we
to
still
this.
want to.
Yeah.
Just not
Yeah,
not
they can listen to this and be like, all right, fuck Pulse.
I know. It's like I'm not trying to say that. I'm
just not trying to hit Texas and Florida.
not now.
in the next few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta wait on that.
Yeah, hopefully
little
next
time.
year, but you know, we'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
I don't know. I was saying before, but I'm going down the fest in a few weeks in Gainesville, but they're doing vaccine
Yeah.
IDs required at least
Right.
for everyone. So
That's
that's
good.
like comforting.
Yeah.
you know?
That's
That-
good.
I think that's why we were like so much more comfortable doing this. It's like all of our shows we're doing the like
Vax or
New York
test.
is like vax only,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the other two I think are vax or tests, and it's like most people like that aren't vaxxed just won't. They're just I'm not gonna come because they're not gonna deal with the test thing. So it's like fine, don't like whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Anybody listening to this, go get vaxxed,
Yeah.
please.
fucking do it.
Well,
Just
takes,
please.
takes 20 minutes.
Unless you
Yeah.
like medically can't.
Yeah, if you,
know,
have a legitimate
but
reason, but that is a very
otherwise just
small
do
group
it.
of people.
yeah.
And if you're in Virginia, come to David and I's vaccination clinic.
Don't look at you set up.
I can get you registered. I'll teach you all about VAMs.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. For you guys in Virginia, do you see like a divide on it?
Mm-hmm.
Probably more
Yeah,
so than here,
yeah.
because Jersey, I have some like
Yeah.
red-pilled friends, but like mostly all my friends are vaccinated. You know.
Same.
Well, all my friends are vaccinated because I don't
Yeah.
hang around people. That are
Well, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I would
I
say
like that.
again, Nova is pretty good,
Mm.
and I can say this because I got the stats for it and everything.
Yeah.
You know, Arlington has 60% first doses and like 55% second doses or some shit like that. So, but I don't know.
I live in
Nice.
Fredericksburg, so I see a lot of it. A lot of people down there just like I don't talk to people that aren't vaxxed, but like I still like I had a run in with like one of our neighbors who was like obviously also had some other things going on, but they were just like talking about how they were losing their job because they're a teacher and they were like I medically can't get vaxxed, and I was like I understand, but also like you can't be teaching if you're not like
yeah, it's
but-
just a straight up health risk.
yeah, I was like, and she was like freaking out on us, and we were just like, we're just trying to go to Sweet Frog, like, please, let me go. They close in like 20 minutes, please. Trying to go.
Kind of the same shit as how like nurses or vaccinators at my clinic. We didn't have any problems, but there was that case. They just required it like in September, but you know we had vaccinators not vaccinated, so it's like
We'll give it, but you won't take it.
yeah,
Like,
it's like how does that make sense?
yeah.
It's wild. Well, at least you're fucking doing it for the shows, and like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it'll still be fun. And almost you could feel like things are normal. You know?
Yeah, it's getting
I
close.
know.
Feel
Yeah.
pretty
We're
close
getting
to.
there.
Yeah. Wait, so I kind of want to go back to the song, to
Yeah.
Murder Mountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Were there any like direct references?
Who you
Can
dissing?
Can you name names?
Oh,
Talk your
if
shit.
I
Spill
named
the tea.
I'm just kidding. You don't have to name it.
Taylor's saying.
It's a bad network.
Well-
This is bad for your career, actually.
I will vaguely say that someone talked shit about a friend's band to me and then went and did guest vocals on stage for them at a gig like the next day.
Wow.
So that's like the kind of shit like a lot of like that Murder Mountain is like about. Like it's like
All the fake shit. Like,
just fake shit. Like I said, like I don't expect you to like kiss my ass or like be buddy with me, but like it's so weird. I have this like I don't know if it's just because of my like how anxious I am as a person, but I feel like I'm so good at like reading people or like how like even through like Facebook messages, like sometimes like I feel like you can tell when someone like genuinely wants to play a show with you because like they dig your music and like that's what it should be about. Like don't fucking waste your time like gigging with bands just because like you think that perceptively they will get you somewhere that you're not. And like I'm sure like everyone's doing fine for themselves and it's like who fucking cares about that shit anyway. But like people who are like explicitly just like trying to connect and like let's build and it's like no, please stop.
There's a phoniness aspect to it. I think I've said it on this podcast before, but I knew a guy. I'll tell you after the podcast. But he was and he was like, "Oh, the way to get followers on Twitter is you follow bands, and then when they follow you back, you unfollow them."
Oh,
hate
no.
that
We
shit.
we had a like decently sized artist do that to us on our TikTok, and I was just like, "Why are you?" Like, you were signed to Rise Records. What are you doing? Like, like
You don't have to do that.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
For an Angles, one day like slaves liked 3 of our Instagram
Yep.
posts.
They got a bot.
Yeah,
I'm
they
pretty sure.
definitely
I
got a
swear
bot.
they
A
got
like
bot.
bot. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this? This is stupid. We did not follow them. We laughed in the band chat.
And especially when they do it, because that's how you know it's a bot. They like 3 photos in a row from like fucking 2017 or some shit.
Yeah.
Unless you're creeping on my profile like that or some.
Damn, I
like
hadn't
that
thought about
sucks.
that.
like
Yeah.
a label did that on ours once. A certain label that is.
I think so.
I don't know. If,
Yeah,
but it was and we were just like, okay, like you gonna hit us
just
up or are you just
funny.
gonna do that?
I think it's just funny, like how there's like again, it goes back to that tweet that we were talking about where we're not talking about music as much as we are talking about business. It's just like you're trying so hard to just like do things to advance yourself, and I get that because a lot of people need to make money off of what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just like for me, if you're not just like doing the music and like kind of living the life, why are you doing it? Like
Yeah.
it just,
Exactly.
it's odd to me. Like I guess I don't know. I'm tired of metrics. I'm tired of rollouts, like that tweet said. I'm tired of like.
Roll out.
The tweet was just like, if I hear the term rollout again, I swear to God.
Put my head through the drywall.
So
Yeah.
I'm over it, but it's like I understand like the necessity to do it.
You gotta
And
do it, but you
sucks.
still
like
have to
you
make it your
can't
whole
pretend
thing.
like it's like you can't pretend like you don't think about it.
Yeah.
But like it's important to like try to put that away and like not let that detract from like you in the moment, like enjoying writing music with your friends and being in a band and then like playing shows with your friends. Like
Right.
it's hard, but
Yeah, but then because I think all the good things start organically, but then there's a part where industry, like, I don't want to say corrupts, but like it takes
it
a
does.
strength,
No,
Yeah, it
it takes a
does.
hold on it, and then it's like,
I feel like it's like already even like at the level that we're at, like we dropped, Speak It Into Existence and then Speak Less, like within 9 months of each other, I think, and we're like, okay, well, Speak It Into Existence was doing really well, and then Speak Less like did well for a second, and then it died out. And we're like, oh, what do we do? And you start like thinking about like,
Ooh, what do we do? Now we gotta drop a whole new album.
Like we just
5
dropped,
months
like-
later.
like what are we doing? But then it's like, no, just like stop looking at all that like for a second
Yeah.
and just like sit and enjoy what you did like
Yeah.
for a second.
it's hard
So
sometimes.
the balance, it's weird.
Yeah, I think I was telling you guys when I came for the music video shoot, but the only an Angles full length that exists, like it was on when Kurt was doing like S Records, and this was like 4 or 5 years ago, and like we read Reddit like comments, and it was 100% negative about the album.
Are you
It
serious?
fucking bombed
Oh
like
my
so
God.
bad, and like
album
we
is
had
amazing.
problems.
It's one of my favorites.
Thanks, but we all disagree. Everyone in the band, if he
I
told
know,
us,
yeah, you
we would say thank you, but in our head we'd be like, she's lying because it's bad. But like it's seriously like the internet reception like fucked us up for a bit, and we had like problems mixing it with our engineer. Then we went to a different engineer, and like Danny got fucking roasted on Reddit by like Swancore fans. Like,
Yep. They
and, like,
are.
it's not
cruel.
the same thing as the first, and it was just like this whole thing. But it fucked our band up for like a while. Like,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
Definitely.
you know, it's when you have like expectations and they're not met,
Yeah.
or when you're told certain things and they don't happen, and then like it becomes like it's hard sometimes. So
Yeah.
I think with Speak Less, we really just needed to remind ourselves that it's like, okay, this EP was us taking all of the like least streamed songs on Speak It Into Existence and expanding on those sounds. So that's why I didn't do as well. It's like, this is basically a screamo record. Like,
Yeah, it's 18 minutes, right?
Yeah,
it's
it's
fucking
like,
short.
of course
dude.
this isn't gonna do
12
as well.
tracks.
Like, there's a song in here that sounds like Orchid. Like,
Yeah.
most of these Swancore fans don't know who Orchid is. Like, so it's
But as someone who like listens to other stuff, I appreciated a lot of it because it was like a new direction for like a band that plays in like the style that you typically do, like kind of pushing boundaries with it. So yeah, that was fucking cool.
Thanks.
So
we're definitely gonna like.
appreciate it.
I mean, like, our next album isn't gonna sound like that, but we're definitely gonna like, for the heavier parts of it, pull from that more. I think. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
It'll probably be
Um,
like a mix of like both
Yeah.
records and then like
new shit.
an expansion of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Sick.
we'll see.
yeah,
I like
Yeah.
the stuff we're writing so far, so hopefully it'll be good. But
Hell
we'll
yeah.
see.
Are you guys writing?
Yes.
Always.
Yeah, dude, be careful with math rock riffs because then eventually, like, the people that buy records are like, "Wait, what is this?" It's coming from a guy who puts out math rock records. But
Well, we disguise it as 4/4, but they don't know.
oh, perfect.
I
yeah.
always forget that the chorus of Murder Mountain is 5/4.
Yes.
Like, it's really
Yeah,
deceptive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's sick though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are writing like crazy. We pretty much have our batch for our next album, and like pretty much done.
Yeah.
We just
a
have to
little bit
fully-
more to finish up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's all over the place. It still sounds like us. Like when you listen to every song, you're like, yeah, this is a Whistles Ahead song. But like a lot of songs are very, very different. Like it's really cool to say that we did legitimately pull from like numerous influences for this one. And we all like, I think what helped was our cohesive effort. Like it wasn't just Joe or just me. It was all of us this time around.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm
Group
excited.
effort.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
definitely, like
excited
Joe
too.
said, like definitely more math rock, definitely more math rock, not just riffs, but like I think even
And
production.
Prague.
And Prague, yeah,
lot of
Prague
Prague.
too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's an exciting time to release an album because it's been like 2 years. Most people, I mean, you guys released your shit during the pandemic, right?
Yeah, probably shouldn't have, but you know.
We also like planned for those to be pretty close together, so it's like that was kind of why they were like less than a year apart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought y'all were making a cool statement by doing that.
Yeah, like we wrote most
we
of
thought.
Speak Less while yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We wrote most of it while we were like, I think As a Tree and like maybe two other ones, like I think No Good and like one other one were written like after Speak Less was out, but everything else pretty much was
I mean,
written.
speaking into existence.
Or yeah, after
Yeah.
Speaking into Existence was out, but everything else we wrote like during the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like kind of during the whole process of like, cause I did all the editing on the record too and everything. So
Yeah.
like before sending it off to Josh. So during that process of editing and then of course waiting for it to get mixed and everything is when
Just
we
like,
started
yeah.
writing those.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so what do you edit everything in? Like, what do you edit? What's like your
At the time I was using Reaper, or at least
Fuck yeah.
DAW. Yeah,
Dude.
DAW wise. Yeah, I was using Reaper. At the time.
we use Reaper to track an album too. It's free, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It fucking helps.
It did great. I
Love it.
mean, I used it for a long time, so that's why I kind of went there, and I was already comfortable with it. And then, of course, just looking up everything, because that was like my first effort into like really getting into the engineering side of it all.
Yeah.
So it was a whole learning process, and it was real cool to do that. And then,
He's a Logic boy though.
yeah, I moved
Yeah.
with Logic for Speak Less.
Nice. I wanted to guess you guys track all your stuff yourselves. It's pretty cool.
It's solid. It's like I
Yeah.
think we're getting better at it. So I mean, like ideally, what
Saves
we
a lot of
want to
money.
do, yeah, save
Saves a
money,
lot. Yeah.
and then like we're gonna just like make them come record
If
with
they
us
want.
if
Yeah.
they
If
want to.
they want.
But, like,
Unless
because-
they're like, these sound like
Unless,
shit.
yeah, they're like, no,
No.
this is terrible and whatever. But it's just like, I mean, that's ideally, at least for me, I would just
Yeah.
want to record all our friends, like
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much, and just make it easier for people to do like the little ideas. Because like I feel like a lot of people, like I don't want to speak for you guys or anything, but
No,
like
totally.
you write a record and you're like, I got to prepare all this shit for a record. But then there's like, oh, I want to do like this cover, or I want to do this song that I have, but it's not like the album and I can't do it. So I got to save it for like when we can do B-sides or something, which
Yeah.
never really happens because like you got to start writing the next record after that.
Yep.
So it's just like I want to be able to like say like, yo, y'all got some other ideas or like a cover that you want to bang out real quick, come through, we'll record
Right.
it, and we're not charging like out the ass like you would have to do if you went to an actual studio.
I know,
So
yeah.
it's just like for the extra creativity things that need to happen but can't happen because money
Yeah.
sucks. So.
Tracking's a lot of money.
Capitalism.
I know.
Yeah.
And
But-
like,
So time consuming.
yeah,
Yeah.
engineers deserve to get. They should get paid. They should
Right,
get paid
For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
We are broke.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. That's the
That's
hard
that.
part.
Well, and Caleb's been like mixing we have some B-sides coming out, and Caleb's mixing them now. We're just trying to like knock that out too. So we're just gonna keep doing that until we have very little to pay for anymore. Which is
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, some people probably like shit on like the production wise, but it's just like I don't care enough. Like for
I didn't think of it at all when I listened to your
Well, that's
shit.
good then.
Yeah.
Thank
That
you.
sounds pro as hell. Like,
I
Yeah.
appreciate
That's
that a
good.
lot.
Yeah, Josh definitely killed it with those
Yeah, like,
mixes.
we're
And the
super
thing
happy with
too is like
those.
we didn't want like a super pristine like we wouldn't want like the artificial selection mix on any of our records. Like we don't want that. We want like a little more raw. We don't want it to sound like it came out in like 2003, but we wanted to like have some grit to it still.
Yeah, and it worked for Speak Less, I think.
Yeah.
So too. Thanks,
for sure. Yeah, another thing that's hard, like in music industry terms, but when bigger bands have, and I get you have to work your way up to these things, but like when you're compared to bands that had like a $40,000 recording
Yeah,
budget
right,
or whatever,
exactly.
it's like,
And could afford to just write for like 3 months and not do anything else.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
must be
it's
nice.
hard. But those
being
bands,
able to be in a studio for like over a month straight, like that,
Yeah, and not
that
have
does
to worry about like, oh my god, the engineer's off at like 7
yeah,
today.
something
and
like
we
that
only have, 2
will
more
probably like never happen for like.
It's like,
for,
oh,
like,
we can
us.
spend a whole day
Yeah.
fucking around with pedals, and that's fine.
Yeah.
it's an expense it's written off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? But those bands also earned it. Like
Yeah,
that's
no,
not-
totally.
Yeah,
no,
for
you
sure.
know,
Sure.
like, that's
Totally.
it's just
You know?
It's
being
the way the game is played.
yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a tipping point though, where like eventually things all of a sudden it's like very hard for such a long time, then eventually it's like suddenly much easier
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you're already working that hard, and then like I don't know, either having more money or a label backing you or something. It's just yeah.
Opportunity. It's all about who you know. It's what I keep
Yeah.
saying. Unfortunately.
Yeah, be sure to follow us on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get banned off Facebook. Actually, I keep just posting that I want to kill the president.
Damn.
Today I made a
Relatable.
post that was, does anyone want to help me edit video? The producer I had for this podcast isn't doing it anymore, but I made a post like, does anyone want to help me edit video and audio for this I could do it. It's just like 6 hours.
Yeah, no, I
I'm
get
in
it.
4
No,
bands
totally.
and I'm a teacher. Like I
Right,
just
right,
don't
right.
want to do it.
Exactly.
I was like, I could pay you whatever, and then people comment, yeah, totally, and DM me, and then like a bunch of people commented that, and then I found someone, so I was like, all right, I don't need the status anymore. So then I changed my status to, does anyone want to help me plan to kill the president on October 19th?
Holy shit.
Dude, and then it was just everyone's comments like, yeah, totally, yeah, yes, hit me up. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, we got a plan.
That's insane.
Yes,
And that is exactly why Twitter does not need an edit button.
Yeah, bro, I got a huge rig. I'll help you out.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was a dirty thing I did. It's very
That's funny
dirty.
as hell.
And then a friend messaged me, and they were like, dude, I made a tweet about killing cops on Twitter last year, and the FBI like came to my house and they put me on a watch list,
Yeah.
and like they put a monitoring bracelet on my ankle. So then I changed my status one more time to, does anyone want to come over and help me build an above ground pool? And that's because I got scared. But yeah,
Oh man.
I don't want to get arrested, but
Yeah.
I do want to kill the president if you're out there.
Oh my
Just slip that in really quick.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking Facebook's tough. It's all hard. You guys are on TikTok. Are you both on TikTok?
Yeah.
You're on
Yeah.
Twitch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Are you
we're
all on
We're
Twitch?
also on
Both
Twitch,
bands.
yeah, and we
Yeah.
stream individually too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how's that going?
It's fun. It's fucking fun. It's like being in a band, but like you can sit in the comfort of your home and interact with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you don't have to like worry about like oh, I gotta look this person in the eyes to talk to them. They're just in a chat. It's great.
True.
But also like you meet really like nice people. Like for as garbage as Twitch can be, as a platform, and then like you have all the people conducting hate raids on like marginalized content creators. It's fine. It's great. Like
Hey, raids are like spam comments or something.
yeah, and they're all like profanities and slurs and stuff. Yeah, it's horrible. And then they do a thing called follow botting, where like they follow you in mass and then unfollow quickly, which causes the Twitch algorithm to like see
Thank
that.
you or something.
Yeah, see that as like you trying to game the system, and then they make you appear less in like recommended feeds and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, pretty scummy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, Twitch and like Discord, our bands have really gotten into that in the last like year, and that helped us tremendously through the pandemic too, because like we can't like interact with people in person, so we have these like online forums to do that, and I feel like that's what helped not only like ourselves as like friends, like having that to like interact like with each other on, but like with people.
We have this like little community now.
Yeah.
Like online, which is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel
like
like
anyone can chat about it. It's like, oh, do you check out this band? Like, I really like it, or share our favorite memes or something like that.
Anime.
Or just
Yeah.
count. Now we're just
They're
counting.
just counting. We have
Oh,
a counting
yeah.
channel in one of our servers.
What? I didn't
You
see
haven't
that
seen
one.
it?
Yeah.
Holy
We're just
shit!
counting really
well.
Yeah,
What
you
number
missed
is
the
it up
first
there?
like 42 numbers, man. You gotta get in there.
I don't even know how far it's up.
I think we're somewhere in there. Yeah, somewhere like
Yeah.
46 or something like that.
Nice. Well, best of luck with the counting.
Thank you.
No, I think it helps like building a community, right? Like,
Yeah.
you
Totally.
know, and would in any way you can, but like, I mean, that's why you see like Wendy's on Twitter like trying to dunk on like Burger King's, like to make themselves more personable, right?
Right.
But,
Yeah.
You know, for bands it helps definitely.
We had someone come to one of our shows recently, and they've came to like 3 of them now, and they were like, "Yeah, I found you on Twitch." Like, and then I just listened to your music and was like, "Oh, this is cool." And
That's
they're
crazy.
from Virginia. I'm in Maryland. Like, so we played in Maryland, and they came, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucking wild." Like,
Yeah.
Amazing.
we thought we were doing Twitch just like as a thing for people to listen to us, but I guess it found some
It
people.
matters.
And it's like that's
Yeah.
another thing I'm hoping, that we'll want to do, and hopefully the industry at large will want to do, is like those live stream concerts throughout the whole pandemic were so
Yeah.
great, and I think that should continue, even
Agreed.
once live shows come back kind of in person.
Yeah.
And I know, like I said, hopefully we'll want to do that more often too.
I know I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I definitely want
I
to.
for sure want to.
Even
Like
if
not
it's just
only
like little sets, just like
Yeah.
little,
like it's it's definitely a different the whole beast to like set up, but like there's definitely like something cool about like curating just like like an experience and just like doing it and then striking it, and then also it's like better for accessibility and
Yep.
folks that can't physically get out to shows because there's no ADA regulations at venues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's also nice to like you have people that listen to you that are in like California and shit, and it's like, well, we can't go there because we're fucking broke, but you can watch us on Twitch.
At least.
Yeah, it's like
least.
we'll
Yeah.
get, some people will come in and be like, yeah, I'm in Germany.
Yeah.
It's 4 a.m. right now, but I'm watching.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
like-
like that's awesome. Appreciate you, but
Yeah.
hit those kind of people. You're doing something for them, and they'll appreciate that. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's a good way to make a connection with like people that, like you were saying, accessibility for people that couldn't make it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys on TikTok?
Yeah.
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 Is
Matt
that like?
controls
is
most
that
of
like
it.
a
I do
job?
most of our TikTok.
Is that-
It's
I'm afraid, dude.
It's fucking awful.
weird.
I hate it, but I love it. Like, so I'll get on like a stretch where I'm like making a bunch of shit, and I'm like, this is fun, and then I just get burnt, and then I'm like, I have to post something at least like every 2 or 3 days, but I just don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. I've been trying to do like different shit with it. I'm trying not to be annoying though. Like, I'm trying to like not just be like shoving.
Did you dance yet? Are you
No.
like?
No, we gotta have Kevin on there
I'll do
dancing
the
at some
dance
point.
sometime.
But-
Eventually.
But yeah, well, we did the one. We did the what is that one? The
We did what the fucking what
Junebug.
dance did we do?
Junebug.
Oh, the Junebug
Junebug.
dance. Yeah, we did do that.
But yeah,
We
we're
gotta go.
we're just do it.
I think we gotta go.
Oh damn.
Oh
But
shit.
yeah, TikTok.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
we're just we're throwing shit up there.
Be
It's-
online. Being online is good, but it also sucks because you're online. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with TikTok is also trends. You got to follow all the
Yeah.
trends.
So
Make sure you're on top of
annoying,
that
yeah.
shit.
There's a lot of passive audience, which is
Yeah, passive audience is like when
Yeah.
you can convert people into like music listeners or like Twitch viewers. That's incredible because they're all there for like just a quick fix, like
Yeah.
a quick scroll on lunch break.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
learning.
yeah.
You guys have to go.
I think so.
So,
Alright, no,
yeah.
sorry
It's
that
bad
it
time
took
for
me a minute to
loading.
get it set up.
No,
it's
it's
all
all
good.
good.
Oh my
I'm
God,
glad
no,
we
this
got
has
to
been
like
an
come through
amazing
and
No,
do
yeah,
this.
it's
Thanks
been
for having
awesome
us.
talking to you
Yeah.
for like a little bit. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Shout out Pulses with Sales Ahead.